The Journal Record's managing editor, Adam Brooks, joins us with a look at news and business this week. Adam, Aubrey McClendon is making another big bet on the oil patch. What's the latest?
Well, Aubrey's known as the founder and former CEO of Chesapeake Energy. He was forced out in April of 2013. After that, he formed a new company called American Energy Partners, and that has a lot of subsidiaries with very similar names. Those subsidiaries recently made a series of deals that totaled $4.25 billion in leases. They're all over the country in the Marcellus Shale, the Utica Shale, and in the Permian Basin. These are all areas that Aubrey's played in before, but analysts said that he's having to pay much higher prices, one called the $40,000 per acre price, staggering.
Wow. An oil company in Norman has made a change in where it gets water for drilling. Why is that?
Well, Finley Oil is putting in a well in the north part of Norman, and when they started out, they were taking water directly from a hydrant. Now, that's legal, but it caused the city to look at the prices that it charged big commercial users. Now they have a tiered system where the more water you use, the more they charge per gallon. Finley has decided to also start taking water from a creek in the area, and they have a permit to take 4.2 million gallons from the landowner there.
A newly released federal audit looks pretty bad for the Oklahoma City Veterans Affairs Hospital. What do you know about that?
This is part of the national scandal that I'm sure people have heard about. At the Oklahoma City VA hospital, they found that wait times were up to 44 days, and one patient told us that he had to wait a year to find out if he was going to get treatment for prostate cancer. The administrators of the hospital say their numbers don't look quite as bad, but they're still asking questions and trying to make things better for patients. They say they see about 1,000 patients a day at the hospital.
Cattle herds may finally be showing some growth following years of drought-related shrinkage. Is it because we've had increased rainfall this spring that the cows are repopulating?
Well, that's part of it. What happened is that because of drought and other factors, the nation's herd had dropped to its smallest level since 1951. That's from numbers at the beginning of January. And because of the drought, it gets more expensive to feed and to water the cattle, so people were selling them for slaughter. The good news was there were still high prices because of international and domestic demand for beef. We're starting to see some turnaround, which is good because you don't want your inventories to get too low. We won't really know what the trend is until July when the mid-year numbers come out.
Okay. A new budget may be good news for Tulsa Airport workers. What's the story there?
The story there is that they are getting a 2% raise. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but they haven't had a raise for 5 years. This budget goes into effect for the new fiscal year, which starts in July. What's really significant is that this will be the first year the airport operates independently of the city. The airport thinks that'll save it $500,000 a year, and their ultimate goal is to lower costs for airlines to operate, even as they rebuild a runway there.
Adam Brooks with the Journal Record, thanks for your insight.
You're welcome.